Hey YouTubers, I'm going to do the blue bowl next. Already ran it through the finishing sluice twice. You can watch that on another videos. There's where that's what I came up with. There's about a cup full of concentrates right there from the cleanup sluice. I was going through the directions to the blue bowl. You have to, I classified it down to 20, but it recommends you classify it down to a 30. Here's the blue bowl. It costs around, I think I paid 120 for it, but it came with everything. The pump comes with these metal pieces that slide in, and those sit right on top of these levelers, which are right here, and you can turn these in or out, and it raises and lowers it. But these clamp right down onto the bucket. You slide right down onto the bucket like that, and then the metal legs on the blue bowl sit on top of that. What you're going to need a level snuffer bottle. This is a battery filler I bought for like $1 at the auto store, and this is so you can turn it off and blow the heavy materials out towards the edge. And of course you're going to need a pump. This is a 750 gallon per hour pump that came with it. Some jet dry, if I didn't say that already, to break the surface tension. And you're going to need a battery or a battery 12 volts, because it runs off 12 volts, or a battery charger. I just use a battery charger because I'm at home and it's a lot easier. Okay, I'll set her up. Okay, YouTubers, like I said, I started with 10 pounds and ended up with this running through the finish sluice. First thing you want to do is fill up it's about a 3-gallon bucket I got there, and then you fill that up with water, stick it in this tub, and then set your legs, sit right on there like that. And these adjustable legs, you turn it, you can turn them and level it up, and level it all directions. Make sure it's level. It's the first thing you want to do. Now we got that set up. This tub here is this tub works perfect. It's about 21 by about a foot tall and about 18 inches wide. So that's about what you need. You're going to just hook your hose up. Hook your hose up to the pump like that. And then this screws on to the blue bowl, and there's an adjustable valve right here. So I'll do that right now. Okay, here's what I like to do with the leads. Just hook them onto a bucket. I got the pump leads hooked onto the bucket, and then the battery charger over here leads. Then you can just unhook them, to shut it off like that, and then hook it right there next to the bucket. It makes it a little easier. I'll put this on. I got it running right now just to look. You can see what the bucket needs to be full, so it overflows. The material will swirl, go through the middle, and end up into this bucket here. So you can, if you blow out any gold. We're starting with 30 mesh. When you're done with that, you'll want to classify everything that's in this bucket when you're done down to 50 mesh, and whatever size gold, continue to 100 mesh and keep running it to whatever size gold you want to capture. I'm just going to run the 30 mesh through here, and that's it, and I'm done. So I'm just showing how this works. And I wanted to continue with everything I did so far already. See if there's any more fines, which I don't think there's anything in there, but maybe we'll get lucky, from the golden gem grub and pay dirt that I had. Okay, here's the valve. We're gonna the pumps over here so it stays clean, because obviously all the material will go down into this bucket. Okay, we're ready to put some material in. Okay, now what you want to do, dump your material in. Got about a cup. With 30 mesh you can run about a cup. The higher mesh you get though, you want to run less material, because the gold's going to be real fine. You might want to put maybe a quarter of a cup in with 50 mesh, you know, or less than, maybe a couple tablespoons. And then with the 100 mesh, if you go to that, you probably only want to run about 1 tablespoon at a time. And you want to run the machine slower too. Okay, we dump the material in. Next, we'll take our battery filler here and just we'll blow everything out to the edges. I'm trying to hold the camera at the same time doing this, so bear with me a little bit. But all I'm doing is going up next to the cone and blowing it all out towards the edges. So it looks something like that. All that's blown out. Okay, we got the pump connected, the valve here shut off, materials in. Don't forget the jet dry, that keeps the gold from, you know, just dump some in there. Maybe about a little bit everywhere. I don't think you could put too much of that in, but then we'll turn you're supposed to start off slow, so we'll turn the valve and get it spinning. You can see she starts spinning. The water will start to flow down through that middle cone there. They say with 30 mesh in the directions you can bring the water all the way just about up to this edge right here. Then with 50 mesh you're supposed to have it about a half or a quarter of an inch down from the edge. And then with 100 mesh you want that down or up down to about a half inch from that lip. But you don't want any of the, at any time you don't want any of the water to overflow this, or the gold could float out. But she's starting to spin a little bit. We'll get her going. Okay, it's picking up speed a little bit. You can see that it's called the star effect. That's what you want to see. I think we're about, right now we're about 2 inches from that outer lip, but it's still picking up speed slowly. And it's already starting to move the material towards the center there. You can see the real light material kind of going up and over and down through the center into the bucket. Eventually all the material will roll down through towards the center of the blue bowl. I'll turn this up a hair more and we'll come back when we get a little bit further. We'll just watch it for a minute here. You can see the light blonde sand going up the cone and it's flowing down towards the center. We're still about an inch from the top, but you can see all the black sand, how it's kind of piling up around in there. I'll stand up. There's a perfect view of it. Okay, it's pretty close to that top lip now, and you can see the sand is starting to accumulate towards the middle, around the cone, and going up and down the center. I'm going to back her off a little bit. Once you start to see that black sand come up, you want to slow down a little. There's a piece of gold right there. See it? My God, there is a little gold in there. There's a little piece right there. And that's probably about 30 mesh gold. All the finer gold will probably go up through, but some of it will stay at the bottom. You'll get some, and it'll go towards the middle of the cone. But yeah, there's a little piece of gold. There you go, YouTube. That's how it works. The blue ball. There's some gold. Now that I know there is gold in there, I'll probably will classify it to the 50, run it through, and then the 100 and run it through and see if I come up with anything. But that's pretty much it. I'll come back if I see any more gold. But there's one piece. Thanks, YouTube.